years ago, I was a mom of three, sitting at my kitchen table earning $70 a month. And I made a decision. I wasn't going to wait for Sunday. I was going to collapse the timeline. I was going to build the life that I saw so vividly in my mind, the life I could feel in my bones right now. And that decision changed everything. In just 13 months, I went from $70 a month to my first $100,000 cash month. And in 2 years, I crossed the 1 million in cash collected. And the thing is, I did it without sacrificing the life that I wanted outside of business. The mom, the wife, the woman who is present, alive, and deeply fulfilled. Because I believe you can have it all. Nothing is mutually exclusive. I'm Bree Kane. I'm the founder and CEO of the Kane Collective, an empire built to transform the virtual assistant industry and the women who lead it. Through the VA Leadership Academy, through Icon Enlightening, my VA agency, VA Fest Live, the industry's first in-person conference, and our upcoming TWIT VA app, we have trained over 15,000 women, 15,000 women to build profitable, flexible, high-value virtual assistant businesses from home. We've matched them with ambitious entrepreneurs who are scaling legacies. We've changed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lives. Women who are now earning more than they ever imagined, working on their own terms and living the reality they once thought was too big for them. We are not here to play in the shallow ends. We are here to redefine what's possible. We are here to build industry dominating teams, to scale with savage ease, and to lead a movement of women who are wealthy, free, and unapologetically in their power. At the Kane Collective, we don't just give you strategy. We give you the identity, the belief, the reality rewiring that makes those strategies inevitable. We collapse timelines, we make the impossible inevitable, and we do it over and over and over again. The revolution is in motion. The women inside of the Kane Collective, they are not waiting for permission. We are rewriting the rules, we're taking over industries, and we are setting the new standard for what's possible. We are category of one. We are the proof that you can have it all. Wealth, freedom, impact, legacy, without compromise. And we are not slowing down. Be part of the movement, because this isn't just business growth. This is an uprising. This is the Kane Collective, and the world will never be the same after us.
Hello, how are you guys? It's so good to see you today. I'm gonna try something really quick here. Speaker. Okay, can you guys see me? I want the recording, so when you watch the recording, you can watch it fully. Can you just see me on your screen? Put yes in the chat. Okay, cool. We're good. We are good, my queens. How are you? Welcome to day 2 of VA Money and Momentum. I want to hear, put it in the chat. How are you feeling after day 1? On day 1, we talked all about your money identity, your wealth identity. We helped tap you into the endpoint that you are building for in your virtual assistant business. Because if that's the one thing that I have learned in building my business, it's that when I set my sights higher and I started building as the woman who was already earning the amount of money and had the impact that I wanted to have, my results in my world happened so much faster. So day 1, we shifted your identity. We helped you step into her now. And then we also built your brand. So we got clarity. I shared with you some of the key things that I see in the highest paid virtual assistants, that they have a big mission and through line around the work that they do. That's all tailored around your background, your experience, you coming in as an expert on day 1. We talked about how to position that, and then also about how to apply your signature strategy to your services. the highest paid VAs, they don't just offer services, they offer a unique way of performing their services, of, placing them in the business that they support. An example of this is, if you do social media for clients, instead of saying, I'm a social media manager and I'm going to post your posts, you're like, okay, cool. Instead, you're like, I'm going to create content that is so red hot using my content to cash system that you wake up with DMs from dream clients asking how they can work with you and how they can pay you. Who would you hire? You would hire the one who had their own system and creates red hot content, right? So that's what I want you to start thinking about and start infusing into your business. And today, on day 2 of VA Money and Momentum, we are talking all things visibility and momentum. And this essentially, if I'm future pacing this for you, is how to be that girl. Insert whatever you want, right? I don't know. There's probably kids around, so I'm not going to say, but how to be that bee. How to be a bad boss babe. There you go. Virtual assistant, where people find you and they're like, oh my gosh. And let me let a couple people in the chat here that are in the room. They find you and they're like, I need to work with her immediately. Like, how do I book a call? How do I like sign the contract? Like, I need her doing my things. So this is what we're talking about today, is how to be that woman, to have the brand that's so red hot that clients are like, can you start yesterday? Like, how do we get going immediately? And the one thing, the biggest thing, so today is a conversation around momentum and visibility. And the big thing that I want to leave you with, and I'm going to let Diana into the room, the big thing I want to leave you with and to think about as we go into today's conversation is that momentum is not something that happens to you. Results in success are not something that happens to you. It's something that you create. And you can go create momentum today. And momentum is like physics. It's like inertia. It's like this self-compounding wheel of success. The more that you get momentum going, the more momentum happens to you, but it's because you create it. And so, this applies. I think this is such a fun conversation because it's not just about your virtual assistant business or VA success. Any area of your life, if you want to get fit AF and have a rockin' bod, you do that by creating momentum. You're not just hoping fitness happens to you. You're like, I'm going to go establish a routine and I'm going to make it really manageable and doable and make it a habit. And then as the habit builds, I can increase, my repetitions. I can increase the time, all of that. And so I want all of us going into this conversation today, I want you to commit to momentum. So put momentum in the chat if you're like, from today on, forever and ever more, amen. I'm always going to take ownership of my results and my momentum because I know that I get to be the one to create it, which I think is fabulous news for all of us, right? Like we're never at circumstance of something else or someone else. Like we go create our life, we go create our results, we go create the business that we want to have. Momentum, yes, I love that. Cat. I love you, Kat. Yes, let's go. Okay. I love this. See, I love you guys because usually I start off and like, okay, you guys know that I love when you blow up the chat, like be unhinged in the chat. I'm like, I don't even need to say it anymore. We're like, we are each other's people. I love it. Kat. So funny. Amazing. Okay. So let me see. I have, just so I don't go off the rails and talk for like 3 hours, I have an outline, like notes in front of me too. So make sure I don't miss anything before we dive into the juice. Okay, we got to talk about the giveaway. The giveaway. Okay, so on Monday, we did a giveaway for those who stay till the end. So if you want to win today's giveaway, you got to stay till the end. I'm going to do my very best to keep it on the hour. On Monday, Jamie won a $50 Amazon gift card and some VA Leadership Academy merch. And today we're going to do 2 giveaways. Hannah, hi. I know you're ready to go. I saw yours come in. We're going to do 2 giveaways today. We are going to do, for someone who is not yet in the VA Leadership Academy, we are going to give away a spot in the Academy. Are you kidding me? And I'll fill you all in on what that is. we also have a lot of Academy Queens here today. So if you are already in the Academy, what will happen is that if your name is drawn and you are entered into the giveaway, you will win $2,000 in money and momentum bucks that you can apply as credit to your next move. So First Class, which is a 90-day scaling immersion, very tactical, very strategic, all designed to set your business up to hold 50K months. Or Women Who Scale, which is my year-long female founder space. That's all about proximity. It's all about who's in the room for the high-level leaders, industry movers and shakers. And this, you know what this is too, you guys? This is not like there's no qualifier, because if you see yourself as that woman, you should better well be in there, right? And it's the same for the Academy, like anywhere. This is an identity decision for you that you are this person now, and you are going to let Naomi in. You are going to rise and be at the top of your industry. And every single one of you who put momentum in the chat, that is you. That is you. All of you guys. You're going to be keynoting. You're going to be writing books, if that's what you desire. I should caveat, but all of you guys here are leaders today. Okay, so how to be entered into today's giveaway. Carrie Ann, I know you're on. I know you're running home from, I think, the library, but if you are able to, Carrie Ann, do you think you could keep an eye on stories for the next 45 minutes or so? Just put a yes in the chat if you can. I should have asked you beforehand. So with the qualifier to, okay, amazing, amazing. So to win today, you will have to share on your stories a key takeaway from yesterday, or you can do it today in the next, well, I'm going to say the next 30 minutes if you haven't already. And I have the list here of those who have done it so far. You guys are already entered. And if you haven't done it yet, just put it up in your stories, tag me. I'll put my handle in the chat on IG. And Carrie Ann will be keeping track, and she'll send over any additional names that come through. So if you want to win $2,000 in money and momentum bucks, if you're already in Bala, to be in one of our scaling spaces, or if you are building to 5K plus months as a virtual assistant, the VA Leadership Academy is your next step. And one of you who's not in there yet will win a spot. Oh my gosh. And the VA Leadership Academy is a home for virtual assistants. We have an incredible community of 500, nearly 500 powerhouse virtual assistants. I like to think of it as Disneyland for virtual assistants. And this is where we are known and recognized for training the top 1% of talent in the industry. We have founders come to us all the time. I've built an agency, and we actually just today launched a whole new thing where we're bringing exclusive opportunities into Vala for the people who want to hire the best remote talent. We already have opportunities. We have people submitting opportunities to hire from Vala. So if you're not in yet and you see yourself as being, a VA who's well paid, who has a ton of fun, does work that they love, and is known and recognized as being one of the best, the VA Leadership Academy is 1000% your next step. And one of you will win a spot inside today. I'm so excited. And we'll talk more. We actually have a really exciting announcement that's going public on Friday, but you guys are going to hear it first here in VA Money and Momentum. So on that note, stay till the end if you want to win one of the giveaways. I'm going to check the chat, make sure we've gotta let more people in. I love it. All right. Are you guys ready? Put ready in the chat. If you want to dive into the juice, let's dive into the heart of this workshop today and get you known, seen, recognized, and visible as the one that everyone wants to hire. Yes, ready, let's go. The energy is on fire today. I love it. There's nothing better than like being in a room of like-minded people. Don't you guys agree? Where it's like, oh boy, like roll up our sleeves. Let's get to work. Let's go take over the world and have the most fun while we're at it. I love it. Okay, so let's dive in. Number one, what I want to share with you today, this is an industry observation. So when I started as a virtual assistant, you could easily and simply build a portfolio, apply to open roles. You did not need social media. You did not need to be super visible. You could be a VA, and that was enough. You didn't need to, be seen and recognized and all of that. And the truth is, you guys, I would be doing you a disservice if I did not tell you this, that is no longer the case. You as a virtual assistant can't hide behind the scenes anymore. Which, right, I do feel that there's some duality because I think, being a VA, it that sometimes it attracts, women, amazing women who are like, cool, like I don't want to be center stage. I would rather support someone in doing that. And you can still be that woman. But what I will tell you is that you must build your brand no matter what. 2026 onward in the virtual assistant industry is the year of the brand. Because here's the fact, and I hear this too, right? Because I train the best VAs in the industry, and I also support founders in building industry dominating teams from the VAs that I train. And so I hear this over and over and over again when we let Emma in, over and over and over again, that, they're like, okay, so who do you recommend? Da da da. They're like, what's their IG? I'm gonna go check them out. Like, what's their LinkedIn? Let me go look them up. And there's sometimes where I'm like, oh, they're not on there, but they're really, really amazing, I promise. And that creates a lack of trust and a lack of credibility. So if you have not prioritized and focused building your public and visible brand, this is something that must happen. And I recommend, if you haven't done it yet, do it today. And I recommend tying in some of the messaging that we talked about on day one, where you are known for the thing that you do and you really own and embody that. And you have a big mission and message around how you want to change the industry with what you do. And you have, a signature framework or methodology that combines, like I think on Monday, we talked about I see Emma at the top of my screen. We talked about Emma and Mackenzie and their incredible backgrounds and essentially how they've created services that in kind of the through line that is almost an ecosystem. So I'm gonna pick on Emma in the best way because we also were on a call yesterday too. And so she's created this pyramid of what she does. She does community management, client experience, and operations for business owners, combining her years as a teacher. And she created this visual that basically it is like this ecosystem. It's like her clients want this result. And the way that they do that is by using her like trifecta pyramid design to get them there. And so it's like her services aren't standalone. They all work together and support each other in helping her clients get to their goals. So that's the way I want you to think about your services as well. And then you are going to position yourself. This goes into the next topic of conversation, which is around visibility. And this, I'm going to give you homework because there's no point in learning or listening if you're not also implementing. Like, I want these 3 days where you walk out tomorrow after day 3 and you're just like, who dis? Like, wow, I am on fire. And not only that, but you have like do the do. You've done the thing. So now your brand matches who you are as a person. And it's just clear and obvious that your dream clients need to hire you immediately. So I want you guys to take action. What I will do again, just like day one, where what I did was just pull the transcript from the call and then ask good old Chatty G to create a workbook with prompts so that you guys can go through and integrate and implement from the workshop. So I'll do that for day 2 as well. I'll take our transcript and then create a workbook for you guys that you can be like, boom, updated my LinkedIn with these recommendations. Boom, updated my IG. Because here's the thing, this is my point with visibility, is clients will, when you apply to roles, or even if someone refers you word of mouth, your prospective clients are going to go check you out. They just are. So what you want to do is make sure that your profiles not only match the business and the brand that you have today, but what I want to urge and encourage you to do is to actually have your profiles match your future self business. So do you remember on day 1 when we talked about your income goals and I talked about Rebecca as an example where she recently launched her business, but she's showing up as six-figure Rebecca, like she's going live. She's, making decisions as six-figure Rebecca. She's building her brand as that woman now, being the expert in, service-driven and hospitality-based businesses to do their client experience and events and all of that. And so this is what I want you to think about. I had this realization when I was in direct sales, actually. So this was before I found the VA industry. And I had made this decision where I'm like, I don't want to just hang out and, be average. Like if I'm going to do this, I want to be at the top of the game. Like and we'll tie into this conversation too. So I studied what the other leaders were doing and how they were showing up. And then I increased my output to more than they were doing. And I was soon at number one in sales in the company, like in months. And so you can apply these same principles to your virtual assistant business. But one of the things that I realized was that if I was going to be taking action and having conversations, let me let Andrea into the room. If I was going to, go after the goals and with the results in mind, and I was going to be a leader that someone wanted to invest in, the same way you with your VA business, your clients invest in your skill set and expertise and services, then I would need to show up immediately as someone that they would want to hire. So this is huge for you guys too. And the thing that I realized is like $1 million awareness. I realized that I can curate and create their first impression of me. That if I could literally update my IG bio to be the leader already, that when people landed on my page, they would see me as such. And that if I can create content from my leader identity and speak to the things that I know and see and the experience that I have and just be the leader now, like, so basically what I want to say to you is that you don't need to wait for someone's permission or validation to be a VA leader now. You can give yourself that permission and validation. You decide that you are an expert. I always say authority is not earned, authority is owned. And so I want you to go do this action right now. In fact, if you can, while you're listening, stay present, stay tuned in. This is a life-changing conversation. But what I want you to do is go, even if you don't do this, think about it. If you went to your IG or your LinkedIn right now, would you hire yourself? And be brutally honest. It's if you're like, oh boy, actually I wouldn't. This is great. This is simply awareness, and you can go, change the things and update all of your things. Yes, Hannah. Yes. We'll talk about that too. Personal brand is everything. Because clients don't hire ChatGPT scripts, and they don't hire Canva templates where you can't even see your face or feel who you are. Jamie, I love this. See, this is beautiful. Jamie's like, IG no. I'm like, awesome. This is amazing. Like, now we can go update it, right? So there's so much power in having that self-awareness and just being radically honest. There's no judgment. There's no shame at all. It's simply awareness. And then just like we talked about at the beginning of today, is you have ownership over creating momentum. You are responsible for your results. And if you're not yet where you want to be in life, in your business, having virtual assistant clients, your income, like amazing. Well, let's go create those results. And today is what the conversation is all about. Tegan, I love that. I'm like, this is amazing, you guys. What incredible awareness. So let me let Rebecca in. Okay, so you get complete control over first impressions. I would also recommend, as you're thinking about your IG and you're thinking about your LinkedIn, is to make sure that they're consistent across platforms, because prospective clients, like, they're going to go be like, oh, let's check out IG, let's check out LinkedIn. Here's the truth. Trust is at a low right now because everyone can use AI and everyone can, say the things and script out the things and all of that. So what they're looking for is congruency, consistency, credibility. They also, going back to Hannah's comment about this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. They don't want someone who just spits out ChatGPT scripts and prompts and, it's like Canva templates where you can't even see and feel who you are. Your clients buy you. And they're multidimensional humans just like you. So they don't just want to know about, I don't know, like your service, your roster of your lineup of services, your pricing, your packages. Honestly, they could care less about that. Yes, Tegan. And, caveat, I freaking love ChatGPT. It's amazing. It's amazing. But there's a way to use it well and to still have your thought process, your leadership, your voice, and to not essentially outsource yourself to ChatGPT. But absolutely, it's an amazing tool. And you know, you can use it to serve your clients too. It's incredible. We love ChatGPT, but there's an important way to use it and to not use it. And what I'll see, I mean, you guys too, like we're all consumers of content, of products, of things. You know, if you go scroll Instagram, and you can tell who's like heavily using it. And it's like a snooze, right? You're like, ugh, that was scripted. Or, ugh, like they literally just copied and pasted that from chat. And it's a turnoff. And so remember that too, is your most powerful through line in your business is your personal brand. And I will say that the way that you get comfortable speaking and leading and, you know, talking about your business is by doing it, by getting uncomfortable, like throwing yourself off the deep end and showing up. And, you know, you get confidence through reps, which we'll talk about here in a second too. So, biggest thing for the first impressions piece for you guys, know that it's so important to have your profiles updated because your prospective clients will be snooping you. Make sure that they're consistent. Give them a sweep. Would you hire yourself? Yes or no? And if you wouldn't, that's no problem. Amazing. What an incredible opportunity to clean up your profiles. Okay, next, what we're going to talk about. This is another thing that I hear. And put like again, this is just radical honesty and awareness because that means that we now have a choice about what we want to do next. So have any of you guys ever felt, Caitlin, I love that. But isn't that fun? You're like, okay, well, this is my project. I'm going to go create a sexy AF like profile update now. How fun. And I will also, let me give you this little clue and then we're going to go into another gold nugget here. Another clue that I used, you know, when I had that awareness where I was like, wow, I can actually, you know, essentially create someone's first impression of me by how I want to be seen. And I was like, I want to be seen as a leader because I want to be at the top of this company. And I was in a couple of months. So for you, I would go study other successful virtual assistants, yes, but you can also, I mean, just study leaders who show up consistently. Notice, you know, how do they have their IG? How do they have their link in bio? How do they have their highlights? Like you can learn so much just by studying behavior, people's behavior. You know, study success leaves clues. I'm sure you guys have probably heard that, and it's so freaking true. So go study people who are showing up at the top of their game. How, you know, what are they doing? Are they posting a talking reel a day? Oh my gosh, guess what? That means you get to go start doing that too, right? And it doesn't mean that like nothing's going to be perfectly polished and perfect at the beginning, but it's simply that we are responsible for our momentum. And if you want to, you know, be a leader in this space, which all of you are, 100%, it's seeing yourself as such and taking the actions that match that leadership. Okay, so now how many of you have ever felt like your lack of experience as a virtual assistant has hindered your ability to book clients? Put a yes in the chat. Tegan, I love that. Yep. Yep. Heidi says yes. Angela says yes. Castillo Fabiola. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. 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 I'm like, okay. I'm gonna give you a little love and shove moment. Call it love and shove. Did you know? Did you know that you could go get experience like right now? I want us forever and ever more, amen, to never use lack of experience as a crutch. And let me explain, and then I want us to do a commit. We're going to do a group commit in the chat. Because here's the thing, you guys, you can literally get experience today on anything that you feel like you're lacking. If you're not sure how to build email sequences or, you know, build funnels, well, there's ChatGPT, there's YouTube. Pretty much every single tech platform has 2-week free trials. This was how I like, you guys, I'm not kidding. I can out funnel the funnel masters. And I also think tech is the least important part of my business success. And I'm going to say the same for you. You can go learn anything that you want to learn. And what I recommend, you know, it's so fun too, because your business, what you learn how to do as a VA, this is why I love the VA industry. You get to monetize on every single skill set that you have. So wouldn't it make sense to go acquire new skill sets and learn how to do new things? And this is a character and identity an aptitude conversation, not a tech skill conversation. And on top of that, I'm sure you guys know 1,000 business owners and friends and other people who are showing up online, and you could literally go to them and be like, hey, I'm practicing building funnels. Can I go build you a funnel? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, wait, what? You want to build me a funnel? Yeah, this is amazing. Like, Kat, taught yourself Kajabi. And now, Kat, people are paying you to build them landing pages on Kajabi because you taught yourself Kajabi. Oh my gosh, like this is it, you guys. So I want us to commit to never more saying that lack of experience is why you are not booking clients. You have full ownership of getting any of the experience that you need. And if you do, I'm gonna put a little loving plug in here too. If you do feel like that is a gap for you, come into the VA Leadership Academy because we teach you 11 different tech processes step by step. We teach you how to build the funnels, how to do the email automations, how to do project management, how to onboard clients, like step by step, screen by screen. We're like, okay, click this button, then you do this. So if that is a gap, that is something we help you with in the VA Leadership Academy. But I will say is like, I like I remember when I was figuring out how to use ConvertKit and I was like, well, I'm a leader, so I should have my own email list. I mean, man, it was clumsy. It was so clumsy. And I got stuck more times than it worked, but eventually I figured it out. And now I'm like, I could teach anyone how to use any email marketing platform in my sleep. Yes, Angela, I love that. That's amazing. Yeah. So this is what I want to say is that again, conversation going back to like you are responsible for your results. You create your results. And today, from now on, you are all leaders. So we take extreme ownership over our experience. And it's fun too, because like your clients, they really, if you're like, yeah, I built funnels for myself. I haven't done it for a client yet, but here's some funnels that I built for myself. They're going to be like, awesome. These are great. Right. So, I think we make it in our heads a bigger deal than it is if we don't have, X, Y, and Z skill set, or you've never used Kajabi. Like, this is another little love and shove moment. I'm sure you guys have all looked at a million different job opportunities for VAs, and you might see a certain tech platform repeated over and over and over again. And you're like, oh, but I don't know that one. And I would be like, well, why haven't you gone and learned it? Just like Kat said, let's go back to Kat's comment. She taught herself it last year. And you guys, she has clients pay her 2K to build out a landing page in Kajabi. If that doesn't tell you, like, go learn the things that you need to learn. And it's so, I mean, nowadays more than ever, it's so easy to, pick up knowledge here and how to's here. I mean, ChatGPT can literally walk you through step by step how to do anything. Yes. Okay. So, and that's what I would say too, right? Is confidence comes through repetitions. And this goes back to, the visibility piece too, right? Clients are going to go and check you out. And the more that you can show up and be totally imperfect and be okay with that, the better you will get at it. As an example, like I don't feel like I'm an expert by any means on social media or even speaking. But I'm a lot better than I was when I got started simply because I decided to do it every day and to practice and to just be okay, not being perfect or like I legitimately remember I would talk to my mentors about like I know that I should be doing talking reels and I really should be going live and my biggest fear, let's see if any of you guys have felt this too. My biggest fear was that I would forget what I was saying or I wouldn't know what to say. Like I would be in a room right now, with so many amazing women. I'd be talking and then I'd be like, and like, like totally lose my train of thought. That was my biggest fear. And it held me back for a long time. And this again is going back to a conversation of self-trust because ultimately I put in the repetitions and it's like I now know that I'll always have things to say. I trust myself, but I got that trust through, just putting myself in the deep end and practicing and showing up and feeling so awkward. My goodness, like my lips would shake. I would legitimately have like panic attacks before going live. And now I'm like, oh, give me that mic, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's put on a show. Let's go have fun. Yes. Okay. So, yep. Kat says all you have to do is decide. It takes practice being uncomfortable. Exactly. Exactly. So I want you guys to put in the chat too. because this is fun and we all of us have this. Like I have this too. What is something that comes to mind for you that you know you should be doing? Or I shouldn't say I hate the word should. It's like you know that this would be a growth lever for you. You're like, man, like this has been on my to-do list for a long time. Put it in the chat. I want to see. And while you're putting it into the chat, and I would, while you put it up, like, you're like, oh, she's going to hold me accountable. This is so rude. Diana, putting yourself out there. Yes. Kate, be consistent on social media. Hannah, oh, I love that. Kate and Hannah, you guys can be buddies. Oh, Kat, speaking it. Oh my gosh, Kat, you could do that in your sleep. Chelsea, social media accounts, content. Okay, I want you guys to remember what, like, write down on a piece of paper too what you put. Jamie, new social media, putting yourself out there. Cam, how to have consult calls. I got you, Cam. Tegan, called reach outs, video calls. Andrea, consistency with content. Naomi, hosting in person events. It's happening. Heidi, updating social media. Here's an interesting, we actually did this. This is like slightly off topic, but we did this on, actually I can't remember what call it was on. But it was a powerful conversation. So I want you, everything that you guys put in the chat, there's somewhere in there that there's a subconscious resistance to this. And what we want to do, if we can figure out what that is the unlock for you. Kind of going back to radical honesty and that self-awareness. But one of the things you can reflect on is, what is the subconscious block? Is it like for visibility, is it the lack of safety, like people will talk, people will judge, all of that. If it is that, here's the unlock here. This creates freedom for you. Think about what's the worst possible thing that could happen. Like say that you did show up on social and someone talked. What's the worst thing that could happen? Like think about it. Because oftentimes what happens, I'm giggling because I'm like, or like, oh man, but what if someone like talked and like told my mom or I don't know. Like you're like, wait, actually that I've survived much worse. Or like that's not that big of a deal. You get analysis paralysis. Yeah. Ooh, well that's like we can have like a whole nother call on that. Yeah. But when you think about, put a yes in the chat if you think you're like, well, what's the worst that could happen? And you're like, wait, that's not so bad. Yeah, Cam, here's how to get unnervous on calls, Cam. You go on them a lot. That makes me laugh too because I like when I decided to be a leader in my virtual assistant business or in my direct sales business, one of the things was like getting on basically not cold calls because you'd have a conversation and someone would be like, yeah, I want to hop on and learn more. And this is what the leaders were doing. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to do that too. Oh my gosh. Like the first couple, I literally was like, F this. Like, I don't want to do these, but I just forced myself to do them and kept doing them. And suddenly, the business was growing and all of that. And so that's what I would say too, is it's like the things that you resist because you're like, ugh. It's like the more you do them, you're going to be so good. They're going to be intuitive before long. Okay. So let's keep going because what I want to do today is help you build your daily success habits, your daily non-negotiables in your virtual assistant business. And it's so funny because I'm so glad not to be in direct sales. So glad. Like, but I think about the things that I learned there that really helped me grow my business and not, virtual assistant specific, but just business in general. And the habit of showing up every single day and doing your daily actions and not being worried about the outcome or if people say yes or no. You can think of it like inputs and outputs. We can't control the outputs. We cannot control, how many VA clients sign with you. We cannot control how much they pay you, but that is a lever that you can control by your inputs, by the daily actions that you take. And if there's nothing else, take away this, that your daily actions, because you create your momentum, is one of the most important things that you can do. And this is a conversation about life too, right? Like if your health is important to you, or eating well, or your knowledge, like reading 5 minutes a day, that your daily actions make up who you are. And so this also is a fun identity contemplation. And I want you to think about this based on day one. whatever you said your income goals were, it's like, what would the habits of that person be? Because the sooner you bring those habits into your life and into your day to day now, you will have the things that that person has. And has been such a huge lever and unlock in my business. So let's talk about it. First, before we go into building your daily success habits, so you have something really, really tangible that you can start doing from here on out every single day. The one thing when we talk about, today, visibility. So we talked about, updating all of your profiles, showing up, being visible, putting in the reps, all of that. The second most important thing, once you have a brand, is to create the traffic that's going to send people to your brand. And how you do that is by having conversations. So when I found the VA industry, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. And I literally could not get my portfolio done fast enough because I knew that the next step in booking clients was having conversations. And so, immediately, like on day one of deciding to start my VA business, I built my portfolio. And then as soon as it was done, I'm like, oh, scramble, like get it done, get it done, get it done. Because I knew that the next step was to go have conversations. And so what I did was reach out to business owners that I already knew and let them know what I was up to. I said, hey, I just started a virtual assistant business. I'm super excited about it. I have 10 years of experience doing this professionally and can't wait to, help business owners grow. I really value and respect your experience and wisdom with the business you've built. And I'm wondering if you have 15 minutes to just hop on a call, and I'd love to hear more about, how you've used team, like what would you want to offload or outsource, and just kind of frame it as a market research conversation. So I want you guys to do this today. Write down a list, like even right now, you have paper in front of you. Just think of a couple of people that you know who have businesses, or maybe they're connected to business owners, and just send them a text if you have that type of relationship. You can even, I think I even asked my dad. I was like, Dad, can you get me so and so's email? I was shameless. And I encourage you to be shameless as well. The more shameless you are, the more you're going to go book those clients and get in front of the right conversations. But this is one of my favorite strategies, is to, instead of, because think about how off-putting it is if someone's hard selling you. Like, think about, you probably get the ick DMs, right? Like, I get them all the time from like copywriters where it's like unsolicited advice about how awful my Instagram is. And I'm like, I never asked for your opinion. And they're like, but I can make it better. And I'm like, block and delete. So we don't want to be those people. What we do want to do is be human and have human conversations and frame it in a way of connection, of authenticity, of service. But, in this lens, it's like, puff someone up, like toot their horn, like let them know that you value their experience or their expertise so much and you'd love to learn from them. People are like, oh, who, me? What? Okay, thank you. Let's go. And it really helps if there is a common thread connection. It doesn't work as well for cold unless there is a very distinct line of synergy. And okay, I love that. Castillo, is your first name Castillo or is it Fabiola? Such a pretty name. Yes, I love that you did that though. You did it on LinkedIn. Yes, Bridget did it and it worked so well. Yeah, we've had so many students and we give you a script in Vala, and so many students have booked clients from it too, which is so fun. Yeah. So what I want you to do, all of you guys, is to go have, I call them virtual coffee chats. Just start having virtual coffee chats with people in your network, coaches, even other virtual assistants, because virtual assistants that are crushing it, the way that they grow is by building team and having team take on client work. So you can never have too many virtual coffee chats, and whatever you want to call them, coffee and connection, you can call them whatever you want to call them. But the more conversations you have, the more opportunities you have to book clients. So this is like one of your most important things in your business. Go have as many conversations as you can. This can be applying to open VA roles, but also initiating those conversations and really doing it from a human, heart-centered, connected place. Now, I will say, I've seen this also work well, for students, for example, who, let's say that their faith is really strong to them. And they're like, I want to work inside of faith-based businesses. So you guys, this is another hack. You can literally go to Google and you can look up directories. So I also had a student who was a veteran and she wanted to work in veteran-owned businesses. There are floods of directories of all kinds, like veterinarians, like anything you can think of, any niche that you want to work in. And if you have a really strong point of connection between them, let's say veterinarians, for example, let's say that you have 10 cats. You're a cat lover. You're like one of those cat ladies, but you're like in your cat lady lane. And so you're like, I want to work with vets because I love animals. This would be a point of connection where I would 100%, just start reaching out to veterinarians and share that connection point and share why you want to work with animal-based businesses. Is that how you say it? And, they're going to be like, oh, this is amazing because businesses want like-minded people in. So I want you to just be shameless. Go have as many conversations as you can. Okay. So let's talk about your daily success habits now before we go into our giveaway. Woo, woo, woo. I'm so excited. Let's do a last call too. So we're going to create your daily success habits here in a minute. But before that, this is the very last call. We're cutting it off in 2 minutes. If you want to win a spot into the VA Leadership Academy, or if you're already in BALA and you want to win $2,000 in Money and Momentum bucks for Women Who Scale, first class, or if you're already in both of those spaces, we'll create something else fun for you. Make sure right now, if you have not done it yet, you have 2 minutes to put up in your stories, a clip or a video or the replay, or if you're on live, obviously, I guess if you're on live, right now, and tag me in your stories. I'll put my handle below. Okay, and oh, hold on. There we go. Tag me because in 1 minute we're going to close it and Carrie Ann's going to do a double check. Carrie, and you can just message me privately with any more names that have come in. I have my list of names here too. I'll read those off before I do the giveaway just in case we did miss anyone too, to make sure we have everybody. So last call, get your submissions in. Carrie Ann's going to do a quick check here in a minute. Let me know of anyone else who's done it, and then we'll do our giveaway before we hop off today. Okay. Who's ready to build your daily success habits? Put success habits in the chat if you're like, okay, here we go. Because this is like the biggest unlock in your business. Yes, Melissa. Yes, Hannah. Let's go. This truly is the biggest success unlock in your business. And especially when you can approach your daily success habits as your six-figure VA self. So you're doing the things as her. You're showing up as her. You've built your brand as her. You speak about your services and the impact of your work as her. And your clients, your prospective dream clients who are going to hire you because they're like, duh, I need you now. They see you as that person. They see you as your six-figure self. They don't know the difference if you're like, oh boy, like I'm going to create my own framework and this feels like a big deal, but I'm going to do it. When you show up with confidence, even if you inside you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. If you show up with confidence, they're going to be like, oh, who dis? Let's go have a call. I'm going to go into her link in bio and book a call. Emma, I don't know why you're always at the top of my screen, Emma, but I love it. But like Emma, she had someone book a random discovery call with her off of her link in bio. And it's like she messaged me and we're like, because isn't that the best thing that could ever happen? You wake up and you have prospective clients who are like knocking on your door. That is a sign of a well-built brand. And this is what every single one of you, this is what we're doing from here on out. Okay. So your daily, Cam, I love it. Let's go. I love the fire. So your daily success habits. And what I would say too is start small. Start manageable. If you bite off more than you are going to chew, you are going to say F this and throw the towel in. It's the same with the new workout routine, right? If you're like, I'm going to run an hour every day. And I'm speaking for myself, I would probably make it 2 days and then not do it ever again. So, and this is like a perfect example. I try to ride my Peloton daily or as close to daily as possible. I only do 20-minute workouts. But recently I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to add strength on. And so I've added on 5-minute strength classes after. I'm like, that is so manageable. And now that's starting to feel like a habit. So I'll probably increase it. So we want to create manageable daily success habits. So number one, before you do this, make sure all of your bios and profiles are updated. Number two, you are going to show up and share something about your business every single day. And I really want to encourage you to not lean on ChatGPT scripts or prompts or use Canva templates. That should caveat. Canva templates are great. They're branded, but my intention here is that I really want it to be you and your brand, because your clients hire you, and the more valuable you are, not your brands, but you, the more valuable that you are, the more money you will earn. This is like a whole nother, I mean, man, we could party like all week, but there's a concept, the 4 levels of income. The highest paid people in the world are paid for their intellect. They're paid for their body of work. They're paid for their thought leadership. And this is eventually where we want to get you and your business. And we'll actually talk about this tomorrow on day 3. We're talking about expansion tomorrow. Is when you can apply that signature strategy to your services, and you have a unique, angle and lens that you take into your clients' businesses, you're going to earn a lot more. And so just start thinking about that. And as you create your content, your daily content, I really want to encourage you to trust yourself, to use your voice, and to know that all of your experience counts. That, like a content prompt for me sometimes when I'm creating content is simply, what story do I want to tell today? And I'll just think, it's like something that happened in college, something that happened in my corporate career, something that happened at home with my kids. And you can always relate that lesson back to business and leadership and, about why you're passionate about the work that you do. So I really encourage you to, just bring yourself into your brand. Another thing that works really, really well is sharing behind the scenes. This was what I started doing as soon as I booked my first client. Was I was just like telling everyone all about it. And I'm like, I'm a director of operations for a career coach. Here's what this looks like. Here's the things I do for her. And then just started translating as like, here's what I can do for other businesses. Here's how I booked a client so fast. And the behind the scenes brought people into my DMs that, one, wanted to learn how to be a VA, 2, wanted to hire me as a VA. And it wasn't even like I was just sharing behind the scenes. So this is another really great thing. I mean, even sharing, like, you're like, I'm on a call today and I'm learning how to elevate myself as a leader in this industry. Your clients are going to see that and be like, that woman is serious about what she does. So share behind the scenes. If you're reading a good book, if you're listening to a good podcast, if you dabbled in Kajabi and started building a funnel, share all of that. Your clients love that. Okay. So post on content. Next is conversations. So this would be both open roles in the VA industry, and I recommend applying to 3 to 5 a day. I know that maybe sounds like a lot, maybe not. Like I see Naomi at the top of my screen. Naomi, when you started, you probably were like 10 a day, would be my guess. Naomi booked 9 clients in 7 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many were you doing a day?
Oh, at least 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your sweatshirt, by the
And
way.
then thank you. I'm feeling very savage today. And then after, I would say probably after the first 6 months when I was like fully booked out and had consistency in my client base for that first 6 months of my business, I then switched and like I wasn't applying as often, but even still, like I apply probably to 3 roles a day. Like I just go into job boards, I go in and find different options because it's like even if you're fully booked, even if you are like you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what opportunities are going to cross your path. So I definitely think it's worthwhile to do that.
Oh, so good. That's gold. You guys just heard gold from a leader in this industry too. Like we'll have Naomi and I are going to do something together. We were just talking about that. So good. Okay. So at least 3 to 5 a day that you're applying to open roles. And what I would say here, because oftentimes I hear this from VAs too, is like, but it's not the right role. It's not the perfect role. And I want to challenge you on that because, one, it's experience. Every time you apply, every time you have a discovery call, you are going to get more confident and articulate about the value you bring your clients and exactly what you do. And the first couple of calls will feel uncomfortable and fumbly, and that's okay, because every single call that you have is going to get better. Like I recently did this working on a project. I'm like, I'm going to go fling myself into conversations with investors and like 8 and 9 figure founders. And I'm like trying to tell them what I'm doing. And it's like, blah, you know, and eventually after a couple of them, I'm like, this is what it is. And they're like, oh, this is cool. Okay. So apply to open roles. I also highly recommend initiating conversations too. And here's why. Because open roles, those business owners have already decided how much they want to pay, what the role is worth to them, what they're looking for. So they've defined it. And oftentimes they're thinking hourly. They're probably trying to get the most bang for their buck. They haven't thought about, they're thinking about social media services. They're not thinking about the content to cash system. If like the example we used earlier in the call. So when you can start and initiate conversations, you get to lead it as the leader and the expert that you are. And you can create the desire for that they have for your services. And you can, you know, then be like, yeah, my packages are 1K a month for this. Or you can do the mid tier, which is 2,500 a month for this. Or the highest tier is 5K a month and you get everything. And then it's like future pacing the outcome. This is where we build your business that so red hot, blah, blah, you know, whatever it is that you do. Okay. So in like we talked about too, the way that you can find these people is go to directories, figure out what you're passionate about. Do you love faith? Are you an equestrian? Are you a book nerd? Like I know Bridget's on here and she studied copywriting, like manuscript, publish it. Like she knows all about that. And she just loves books too. And so she's like, I want to work with the authors. And so she had author conversations and they're like, yes, we want a book nerd to support us. And I'm like, I would be the same. I would want to work with all the authors. So Bridget and I are in the same boat there. But so you can go literally to directories or even in your local town, like the Chamber of Commerce. There's probably more business directories in your local town. And I would just make sure here, when you're reaching out, be a human. Do not just copy and paste cold from ChatGPT to every single person. But the thing is, if you have a good bones for your outreach, and then, you know, just infuse the commonality. So if it's, you know, Chamber of Commerce, be like, hey, and introduce yourself as the future, you know, your 6-figure self. So, hey, I'm a content expert who lives in the same community, and I saw that you were doing this in our community, and I just love it more than anything. And again, it's like selling without selling. I love connecting with local business owners and you know, love helping them support their content goals. I'd love to just pop in and or hop on a you know, virtual coffee chat and let's just chat about business, like business owner to business owner. And here, this is maybe because we're like getting close to time. So we'll talk about this tomorrow, but I'll tell you how to, because I think it was at Cam was like the calls feel sticky. I'll tell you the identity mindset and how to lead these conversations because I have a very fun approach that does not feel icky or slimy or salesy. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Yes, Cam, multi-passionates. Okay, really quick, because I want to make sure we have time for our giveaway, and I have to share something exciting with you guys too. Cam, what are you multi-passionate about? What do you love? Books, fitness, eating clean. I don't know. I'm just like throwing things out there. But I mean, I'll just, until you put in the chat, feel free. You know, just think about different interior design. Okay, Stephanie, I love that. One of my first VA roles was an HR and team lead for a virtual assistant agency that supported interior designers. So Stephanie, there's like a whole network out there for interior design and VA support. Yes. So yeah, anyways, just think about if you're a multi-passionate, you could look up interior designers. Tegan loves fashion and sewing. This is so fun. So that it's like fashion designers or even stores that, you know, boutiques and all of that, like perfect for Tegan. And then just go look up directories, look up lists. I mean, you can also, when you're the closest town to you, you can just search like boutiques, all of that, and just go have connections, go have conversations. And then day 3, I'm going to teach you, we'll talk about expansion. And I want to make sure also to cover is like how to actually have those conversations from a very authentic and genuine and natural place and move them into their next step, which is hiring you. Okay. Oh, I love it, Stephanie. That's amazing. Cam, books, gaming, tech, systems, workflows, organization. Girl, I love this. You know what's fun about that is that just means there's so much that you can do inside of this industry, like so much value you bring. I'm a multi-passionate too. I'm like this, we are like super, I bet all of us on here are, I know. It just makes us like superhumans. It's amazing. Okay. I'm gonna check in with Carrie Ann. Oh, this is so helpful. Thank you, Carrie Ann. I've got a whole list. Okay, let me make sure these names are correct. So those of you who are not yet in Vala, Sharifa, Hannah, Hannah R, we have Hannah M, Fabiola Castillo, Tegan and Cam, and Angela. You guys have all submitted for the giveaway. And then those in Vala who are going to win some money and momentum bucks, we have Emma Forrest, Carrie Ann, Heidi, Kat, and Kate. So if I did not say anyone's name who has added to their stories, make sure to put it in the chat so we don't leave you out. Yes, let's go. I can't wait. Okay, so first of all, what I would love to do, Jamie, okay, and Diana, Caitlin, okay, Carrie Ann, can you add those names to the list that you just sent
Sure.
me? Thank you so
Yes.
much. Amazing. Okay, so the winner is going to win a spot into the VA Leadership Academy. This is our year-long space. We actually just upgraded and elevated this space. So it's our year-long space. It's home for the leaders in the virtual assistant industry. But I want to make sure for those of you who do not win that you still have a no-brainer opportunity to join us if you're like, yep, I am a leader in this space. I am the one that people hire and you want to be in a powerhouse community. So let me tell you about some of our exciting updates. So we have added in for every single enrollment, you also are going to get certified. And what this means is that we will not only, like everyone in Vala, you have access to our tech trainings. We have 11 different tech trainings to teach you exactly how to do funnels and automations and project management, like anything, that like the top 11 things that business owners need. But certified also means that we are essentially going to handhold you through in the most empowering way, handhold you through all of these and give you specific feedback as you go through them. You'll submit projects to us and we'll be like, ooh, have you thought about doing the funnel this way? Or, think about this when you're doing this, all of that. And then you will be listed on our public certified directory. And we'll have, you'll get your certification, all of that. So that's really huge. You'll be a certified VA, which also is signal to business owners, right? Like they don't, and I think that's like lack of trust, right? Is like you can hire Sally from the street, but if she's not trained as a VA, there's certain things that she's not going to know how to do or standard of excellence that she won't lead herself through. And so founders really do look for that signal when hiring. And being certified is a huge signal that you take yourself and your business and the support that you provide to business owners really seriously. So that's amazing, opportunity in Vala number one. The other thing that we've added, which I think is so fun, and everyone in Vala gets this too, is I'm laughing. One day in December, I spent the whole day downloading my brain and about everything. So this is like virtual assistant services, messaging, everything, all of that. And also just my 7-figure business brain. I created a business that has done nearly 2 million cash in 3 years from home with my 3 kids. I'm actually in my 4-year-old's bedroom right now. Like nothing about it makes sense, but of course it makes sense because it's who I am. And so what I did was just download everything and give you 24/7 access to my brain as like your coach. So I created a Vala AI bot and it's just my brain. I mean, you can like literally ask it anything, it doesn't even have to be just VA related, but it is trained in the Vala frameworks and principles and all of that, which is so fun because as you go through the whole Vala experience, you're like, oh, but how do I message this? Or like, how should I update my IG profile, my IG bio? And it's like, oh, right there. So that's really exciting. The other thing that we have done, and okay, so yeah, the other thing that we did, I always just nerd out on this. We created a way for, well, let me caveat this. So we have a daily job board. And this, autopilot, always what we do is pull the best roles for you in the industry every single day. And, we've done this since we started Vala, and it's a huge perk. So you don't have to go searching for all the VA roles. But what we've done on top of that is create a way for business owners to put their exclusive opportunities inside of Vala who just want to hire from the trained talent that we have. And I just launched it today, and we're already getting exclusive roles coming in, which I'm like, oh my gosh. And I put it on ads, like, I am so giddy about it. Yeah, I'm like a nerd. I'm like, what else can we do? How can we make this even more amazing? But so, it's like we literally are able to give you the best roles in the industry. Also in Vala, you get access to my agency roles. Founders come to me, and, I support them with building their teams. And a lot, like I know Kate, who's on here. So Kate is such a fun example. She just had a 10K cash day. Sorry, Kate, I'm gonna like toot your horn for a second here. She just had a 10K cash day, and she also is at nearly 10K months. You want to know how recently she started her virtual assistant business? You're here. I love it. Guess, you guys, 10K cash months. Oh, she's over. That's amazing. Put it in the chat. How long do you think she's been doing this for? She's killing it. Yeah. She's been doing this for 6 months. She started in Vala. 6 months, 10K months. She's over 10K months. And that doesn't even include her 10K cash day. Here's how that happened too. I think it's such a cool story. She took one of my agency roles. She got hired. I hired her to support one of my agency clients. It was her first client ever. And that client asked her to do Pinterest. And she'd never done Pinterest before, but she's like, sure, why not? And she realized, oh, let me let Hannah in. There we go. She realized that she loves Pinterest. And so then she applied everything that we've talked about on VA Money and Momentum that she had learned in Vala. So she became the Pinterest queen, the Pinterest expert, leading with her future identity that is her now identity. And I mean, she has the biggest influencer names in the industry hiring her. Like, this is what we do. This is how we do it. But a fun example of, getting the agency clients, and you're like, cool, this is going to give me clarity on what I love to do. So this is what we do in Vala. It's the best community in the world. And what I want to do, we'll do our giveaway. So we have to see who wins. But if you do not win, and you know that you must be in the best community in the world, and we have so much fun, like, it's just amazing. Then I want to invite you to join us as well. And I've created a special bonus opportunity for you where when you enroll today or tomorrow, these are like only available to the workshop. We're going public with the announcement on the upgrades that we've put in Vala on Friday, but they're not going to get access to it. You guys get access to. So if you join us today or tomorrow, you are going to get included in your enrollment. You're going to get $1,000 off. So instead of 3K, it is going to be 2K or $200 a month. You guys, you have to remember, we're teaching you how to build a 5K a month business. That is a 30x annual return. That is better than the stock market. You are your own best investment, your skills, your leadership, who you are as a person, how you run a business. And I mean, truth be told, if you apply all of this and what you learn in Vala, you're going to make way more than 5K months too. So we have the bonuses. You get a free, or I should say included, 1-to-1 month with a coach when you enroll in Vala. We have a team of expert coaches. Yes. Oh, I love that, Jamie. Well, I love you. I'm so happy you're here. So you get included 1-to-1 month, normally $888 for a 1-to-1 month. You get it included when you enroll today or tomorrow. And we're going to have a live call together with me and everyone who joins us over the next 2 days. And on that call, I'm calling it the portfolio review sprint. This is where we're going to go person by person, and I'm going to look at your portfolio. I'm going to look at your IG. I'm going to look at your LinkedIn. I'm going to look at your positioning and messaging, and we're going to tighten it up so that it's so clear you are showing up as your 6-figure self, as the obvious choice for your dream clients. So today or tomorrow, join us. You're going to get $1,000 off. If you want to go on payments, I mean, $200 a month to learn how to build a 5K month business. Oh my goodness. Or you can pay in full. If you pay in full, you also get a bonus 1-to-1 week with me, which is normally $1,000. So let's go. Okay, you guys ready? Should we do our giveaway? I'm going to check from Carrie Ann, Kate. Oh, hold on really quick too. We have to make sure if you want to learn how to do Pinterest, Kate is launching an academy tomorrow. So exciting. Okay. All right. Are we ready for our giveaway? Put giveaway in the chat if you're like, I'm gonna win. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Kate says giveaway. Amazing. Heidi, Hannah, I love it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna close my eyes, do our drawing. So this we'll start with those who one of you will win a spot into the VA Leadership Academy. And we have Sharifa, Hannah R, Hannah M, Fabiola, Tegan, Cam, Diana, and Angela. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anyone. Yes. Okay. Here we go. We have Angela. Congratulations. Yay, Angela. So we'll give you access today to the full VA Leadership Academy. That's amazing. I'm so happy. Congratulations, Angela. Okay. And now for those who are already in Vala, we are going to do a draw for your money and momentum bucks. And this is where you get to upgrade into your scaling phase. First class, women who scale, or if you're already in either or both of those, we'll give you a fun opportunity to apply your money and momentum bucks. So I'm going to close my eyes, and the winner is Kat. Congratulations, Kat! Woohoo! That's amazing. Awesome. Okay, so I am going to drop the link for you guys to join us in Vala. If you are not yet in, $200 a month. We're going to teach you how to build a 5K a month business, or you can pay in full and get tons of extra bonuses. You're going to get that one-to-one month of coaching to kick you off to a fast start. You're also going to get a portfolio review sprint with me, and you have today and tomorrow to jump in and make that happen. Okay, and then we get to hang out tomorrow, same time, so 12 p.m. Central, and we're going to be talking, we'll go first into how to lead conversations once you're on a call, because I have a really fun thought process and strategy around that really makes it a no-brainer for them to move forward, but also it just feels very natural. It's not like you're trying to like shove something down their throat that they don't want. Yes, day 3 is going to be amazing. Yes. And then we will also cover expansion, because like we talked about with the 4 levels of income, the highest paid, this isn't just VA, but in general, the highest paid people in the world, it's for their intellect, their thought leadership, their body of work. And so that's really where we're going to help position you and get you out of the one-to-one time for money trade that I think a lot of VAs, I think, it's like if you're not aware of this, you tend to build yourself a job instead of a business, a company, and I'm going to help you not do that. Yay. Okay. All right, you guys, it was so good to see you today. We're just a little bit over, but what a call. And then just as a reminder, we will send out the replay here in a little bit. And I also am going to put together that workbook just from the transcript of the call. So it'll pull action prompts for you so that you can go implement what you've learned today and yesterday. And then we'll see each other tomorrow at noon Central for day 3. I can't wait. Okay. So much love, everybody. It was so good to see all of you. Bye.